Hello my loves, and welcome back to my channel from me and Priya. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever in the world you are at this moment, and I have a fun video for you. If I have a hair in this video, please just ignore that. So when I started, I felt that I had to fit into like this mold of what an online teacher was, what a yoga teacher was, what a spiritual teacher was or is, and I looked at other teachers and then I was like, okay, this is how I have to do things. And I did that for a few years, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I think when we're all just starting out in anything, we're looking at how other people do it and we're like, okay, that's the proper way to do it. Over time and in my life, as I really came into who I am as a person and got to know who I am and really owned all parts of myself, that shines out into my branding. So 10 years ago, it was very much like a template of what other yoga teachers were doing. And then now it's like the bad bitch society, my Krystal Aranyani branding, that feels 100% like me and 100% authentic and 100% exciting for me, because that's my personality in my website, in my logo, in my programs, in my books, whatever it may be. It feels like that's Krystal. And you don't have to be there 100% right away. Get ideas from other places, explore. I'll get into the top 5 keys of badass branding, but I just wanted to share a little bit of my story. Mine wasn't always like this. If you saw my first websites, it was hurting because I had no idea what I was doing. So that's why I'm creating this video. I just did a workshop on branding in our bad bitch society. It was so much fun. I've received incredible feedback on that. All the babes are having so much fun doing their branding, so I thought I'd hop onto YouTube and also share a little bit of that with you. So the first thing I want you to do, number 1, is getting so clear on your vision and your intention behind your business, as well as your business plan. So if you haven't already, in another tab, you can open my last video, which includes really important questions to answer when you're just starting a business. This video isn't for people just starting a business, but if you're interested in rebranding, which I do like once a year, I rebrand myself because I'm constantly rebirthing as a person. I don't know if that's a great thing to do, but part of badass branding is doing your own thing, doing what feels alive for you and creating your own rules, which I have learned how to do. I've been a rule breaker, paving my own path and doing what feels best for me. So in those questions, we're getting clear on our intention, our goals for our business, and just really the overall plan for our business, which of course is the first step, because in order to brand yourself or your business, you must have these things crystal clear so that you can bring it out into your branding. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is getting clear on your brand's personality, the energy you would like your brand to exude, and the emotional response you would like people coming onto your website or people having any type of connection with your brand. So what emotion do they come into your brand with, and what emotion do they leave with? For me, for example, the Bad Bitch Society is empowering, sexy, bold, unapologetic. So come up with the main words. You can look up personality descriptive words. Choose the words that best represent your personality and then your brand's. So it doesn't have to be 100% in alignment with who you are as a person. It's more like shining a light on specific parts of your personality that you'd like to show in your brand. But of course, you should also be embodying this energy yourself. So reflecting on how you can embody this energy more in your life, how you can embody the practices you might be sharing, the message you might be sharing. What is the energy of your brand, and how are you embodying that in your life, and how will you continue to do so more moving forward? So there's not a huge separation between you and your brand or you and your business, because energy doesn't lie. People can always feel when it's not in alignment, and it happens sometimes, but really checking in and coming back to how you can align more with that energy constantly. Number 3 is have so much fun. Explore, go on Pinterest, get on Canva, look up different mood boards, look up different branding kits. I also use creativemarket.com and just play with it. Like if you have an idea, you can go with that. I personally like moody and darker colors, so I usually look up those and I'll just look into Pinterest moody and really feel that energy and get inspired from the pictures there. We're so lucky to just have unlimited resources online to get inspired. Businesses did not have this 20 years ago, so we are really blessed in that way, and that we can learn how to do all of this on our own, so we don't have to spend thousands and thousands to get other people to do it. Of course, later on you can outsource this, but for now we get to do it ourselves, and it's good to know how to do these things anyways, so that when you do hire people, you know how to guide them because you have a general understanding of how to do it yourself. Number 4 is have a kick-ass brand story. Know your story of why you created this brand. What were the steps in your life that got you to the point of launching this business, of creating this vision? Studies have shown that we're 22 times more likely to remember a story than a fact. So make sure you have your story on your website. Make sure you know it off by heart. If you're doing any interviews, if you're doing any pitches, whatever it may be, have a strong brand story. People relate to people, not to objects, not to pretty colors. There must be that deep message and experience and story behind it. And number 5 is to create empowering branding. Now, I'm an empowerment coach, so obviously I'm going to say this, but I just think at this time on our planet, rather than hitting people's pain points, like, hey, does your life suck so much right now? Were you just isolated for 2 years during the pandemic? Are you overweight because you didn't exercise? Because a lot of us were affected by that. And I feel that at this time on our planet, let's empower one another. So invite people into your world in an empowering way. So for me, I want people to come maybe feeling confused, maybe feeling not sure, maybe feeling curious. After they see my brand or my sales page, they leave feeling empowered. Even if they don't step into my world, they leave feeling inspired that they can do that too. And I do that through my story. I do that through my wording. Of course, I share my painful past, but it's in an inspiring way. So when you're reading it, you're like, oh, I can do this too. And it's expansive. It's not like, oh, I feel like crap. I should probably get this program because it's going to make my life better, because my life pretty much just sucks. And this just reminded me of that. So I hope you know the difference. It's more like an invitation of, this is my life. This is how I did it. Come join me, rather than, hey, your life sucks, you have to come here. Because we make our purchase decisions on lessening our pain or heightening our pleasure. So I like to always speak to the heightening of pleasure. That's again just my personal opinion, but I invite you to play with empowering branding. I think it's just better than the old traditional model, whatever it may be. Like if you go look onto the Bad Bitch Society, the links below, if you just want to look at my sales page there, it's more of an invitation. Are you ready to step into your next level self? There's this sisterhood waiting for you, and we're all going to rise together. Do you feel the difference in the emotions and the energy there? Then, hey, are you overweight right now? Obviously, I'm just being dramatic and it's not that straightforward. Sometimes it is, but you can just feel the energy. So I'm just inviting you a little tidbit, because badass is empowering others rather than reminding them of their issues and what they're going through. Okay, loves, so I really hope that helps. Have so much fun exploring your branding. And if you'd like, put your website below or your sales page or whatever it may be. I'd love to have a look and share your vision behind your branding. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe and the like button, and I will see you next week for another video.